You are not weak because panic visited you. You are not broken because your body got overwhelmed. You are not less faithful because you felt fear. Even the strongest people have moments where they need to pause, breathe, and be reminded, I am still here. God can meet you in the middle of a racing heart. God can meet you in the middle of a shaky breath. God can meet you in the middle of a moment you do not understand. And peace does not always come like a lightning bolt. Sometimes peace comes one breath at a time.
Every story's got a spark, and every spark's got a name. This is the journey of finding mine. Who am I when the lights go low? Who am I when the world says no? Searching through my past, trying to free my soul. One truth at a time, letting every story unfold.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Who Am I podcast, where we pause, reflect, and refocus. But before we get into today's conversation, I just want to check on you real quick. I want to check on your mind. How is your mind doing today? How does your body feel? How does your body feel? Because some of us are walking around with our bodies on high alert. We are functioning, but we are tense. We are smiling, but our chest feels tight. We are working, but our mind is constantly racing. We are around people, but inside we feel like something is wrong. And sometimes panic does not show up politely. It does not ask, is now a good time? It does not wait until your schedule is clear. It shows up while you are driving. It can show up while you are sitting at work. It can show up in the grocery store. It can show up at church. It can show up in the middle of the night when you are lying in bed trying to rest. All of a sudden, your heart starts racing. Your breathing changes. Your chest feels tight. Your hands may shake. Your thoughts start running. Your body starts acting like danger is in the room, even when you cannot see what the danger is. And if you have ever experienced that, you know how scary it can feel. So before we go any further, I want you to hear this. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are not broken. And you are not alone. A panic attack can feel terrifying, but the feeling does not mean you are failing. Sometimes your body is sounding an alarm, and even when the alarm is louder than the actual danger, the symptoms still feel real. So today, we are not going to shame panic. We are not going to pretend it is not real. We are not going to tell people to just calm down. I hate that word, calm down. That is the worst thing you can tell somebody that is going through a crisis, to calm down. So I am not going to tell you to calm down, because if it were that easy, they would have already done it. So today we're going to talk about what to do when panic pulls up. We're going to talk about how to pause, breathe, ground yourself, interrupt the fear story, and choose one safe next step. And I want to say this at the top. This episode is for encouragement. It's for practical support. It is not a replacement for medical care, counseling, therapy, or emergency help. If you are having chest pain, severe symptoms that feel unusual, or you are not sure what is happening in your body, please seek medical help. And if panic attacks are happening often or changing the way you live, reach out to a healthcare or mental health professional. There is no shame in getting help. Help is not weakness. Help is wisdom. So today, take a breath. Matter of fact, I'll take one with you. Let's take a breath. You do not have to fix everything in this moment. You just have to come back to this moment. See, panic does not ask for permission. It can show up in the car, at work, in the store, at church, or when you're lying in bed trying to rest. Once again, your heart starts racing, your chest gets tight, your thoughts start running, and suddenly your body is acting like danger's in the room. But today I want to remind you this: panic may pull up, but it does not have to take over. You can pause, you can breathe, you can ground yourself, you can come back to the moment. And that is what we're talking about today. When panic pulls up, the panic reset. So the P in panic is pause and name it. The A is for air. Slow your breathing. N is for noticing your surroundings. You have to notice your surroundings. I, interrupt the fear story. C, choose one safe next step. So P, pause and name it. A, air, slow your breathing. N, notice your surrounding. I, interrupt the fear story. C, choose one safe next step. Because sometimes you do not need a complicated plan. Sometimes you need something simple enough to remember when your mind is racing, something you can use when your chest is tight, something you can hold on to when fear gets loud, something that can help you say, this is panic. This is uncomfortable, but it will pass. So let's pause. Let's reflect. Let's refocus. Let's talk about what to do when panic pulls up. See, panic feels real because your body is reacting for real. The first thing I want you to understand is this: panic feels real because your body is reacting for real. This is not for play. This is your body reacting for real in real time. See, sometimes people make the mistake of saying it is all in your head. But when somebody is having a panic attack, it does not feel imaginary. It feels physical. The heart may race. The body may shake. The breathing may feel off. The chest may feel tight. The stomach may turn. The hands may tingle. The room may feel strange. The mind may start saying, something is wrong. Something bad is about to happen. I cannot handle this. That is why panic can be so frightening, because even when you are not in immediate danger, your body can feel like you are. It is like the alarm system goes off. And let me say this: the alarm may be false, but the alarm still feels loud. See, that is why we do not shame people for panic. We do not tell them just get over it. We do not tell them you are being dramatic. We do not tell them you are doing too much, because when panic hits, the body is having a real reaction. And for the person going through it, it can feel overwhelming. So if you are someone who has dealt with panic attacks, I want you to give yourself some grace. You do not choose that feeling. You did not wake up and say, today I want my body to go into high alert. You did not ask for your heart to race. You did not ask for your thoughts to run. You did not ask for your body to feel unsafe. But while you may not choose when panic shows up, you can learn how to respond when it does. That is where the P.A.N.I.C reset comes in. The panic reset comes in. It comes in not to shame you, not to make you feel like you should control everything perfectly, but to give you a way back to the present moment, because panic tries to pull you into it. What if? Because panic tries to pull you into what if. What if something is wrong? What if I pass out? What if I cannot breathe? What if I lose control? What if this never stops? But grounding brings you back to what is. I am here. I am breathing. My feet are on the floor. I can see the room. I can hear sounds around me. This is a panic attack. This is uncomfortable, but it will pass. That is the reset. Not pretending the feeling is not there, not pretending the feeling is not there, but reminding yourself that the feeling is not the final authority. So let's talk about P. Pause and name it. The first letter in the panic reset is P. Pause and name it. When panic pulls up, the first thing it wants to do is to make you believe the fear story. It wants you to believe I am in danger. It wants you to believe I cannot handle this. It wants you to believe something terrible is happening. But before you follow the fear story, pause. Even if it is just for a few seconds, pause and name what is happening. Say, this is panic. This is a panic attack. This is uncomfortable, but it will pass. My body is alarmed, but I am not powerless. Now, why is naming it so powerful and so important? Because naming it helps you separate yourself from it. See, there is a difference between saying, I am losing it, and saying, I am having a panic attack. There's a difference between saying, I cannot survive this, and saying, this is a wave, and waves rise and fall. There's a difference between saying, I am broken and insane, my body is overwhelmed right now. See, you are not panic. You are not panic. You are a person experiencing panic. That distinction matters. That distinction matters because panic wants to swallow your identity. It wants to convince you that this moment is the whole story, but it is not. This is a moment, a hard moment, a scary moment, an uncomfortable moment, but it is still a moment, and moments pass. So when panic pulls up, pause and name it. Do not become it. Do not let it rename you. Do not let it tell you who you are. You can say, this is panic. This is not my identity. This is fear. This is not my future. This is a feeling. This is not forever. And I know that sounds simple. It really does. But when your mind is racing, simple is powerful. Because complicated tools are hard to remember in crisis. But you can remember, pause, name it. This is panic. This is uncomfortable, but it will pass. That is the first reset. The second letter is A. Air. Slow your breathing. Slow your breathing. When panic hits, breathing can become fast, shallow, or uneven. And when your breathing changes, your body can feel even more alarmed. So one of the ways we begin to come back to the moment is through the breath. Not forced breathing, not dramatic breathing, not trying to fix everything in 5 seconds. Slow, gentle breathing. See, that's slow, gentle breathing, just like this. The goal is not to win a breathing contest. The goal is to send a message to your body, I am safe enough to slow down. So try this. Breathe in gently through your nose and then breathe out slowly through your mouth. If counting helps, count As you breathe, you'll inhale gently. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Do not force it. Do not judge it. If you cannot reach forward, that is okay. If your breath feels shaky, that is okay. If it takes a few minutes, that is okay. Just keep returning to the breath, because your breath can become an anchor. Your breath can become a reminder. Your breath can say what your mind is struggling to believe. I am here. I am still breathing. This moment is passing. Sometimes you may want to put one hand on your chest and one on your stomach. Feel the breath come in, feel the breath go out. Let the exhale be slow. Let your shoulders drop. If you can, loosen your jaw. If you can, unclench your hands. If you can. And if you are wearing something tight, loosen it if possible. Give your body room, give your breath room, give yourself grace. And for the person of faith, maybe your breath becomes a prayer. Inhale, God, you are with me. Exhale, I am not alone. Inhale, peace. Exhale, fear has to bow. Inhale, Lord, help me. Exhale, I am held. Sometimes prayer does not have to be long. Sometimes prayer is one breath at a time. Sometimes prayer is, Jesus, help me. God, help me. Lord, steady me. Sometimes prayer is, God, I need you right now. And that is enough. So when panic pulls up, pause, name it, then breathe. Air. Slow your breathing. Not because breathing solves everything. It does not solve every problem, but because breath can help your body begin to come down, not calm down, come down from the alarm. The third letter is N. Notice your surrounding. See, panic has a way of pulling you out of the room you are in and into a room of fear. See, your body may be sitting in a chair, but your mind is running through every possible worst case scenario. Your feet may be on the ground, but your thoughts are in the future. Your hands may be safe, but your mind is replaying danger. That is why grounding matters. Grounding helps bring you back to the room you are actually in, back to the moment you are actually in, back to what is true right now. One helpful grounding method is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. You use your senses to come back to the present. Name 5 things you can see. Maybe you see a wall, a window, a chair, a light, a picture. Name 4 things you can feel. Your feet in your shoes, your back against the chair, your hands touching your lap, the texture of your clothing. Name 3 things you can hear: the air conditioner, traffic outside, a clock ticking, someone talking in the distance. Name 2 things you can smell: maybe coffee, maybe soap, maybe fresh air, your clothing. And name 1 thing you can taste: water, mint, gum, or just notice the taste in your mouth. The point is not to do it perfectly. The point is to bring your mind back to the present moment, because panic says danger is everywhere. Grounding says, I am here. Panic says, I cannot handle this. Grounding says, let me notice what is real. Panic says, I am trapped. Grounding says, my feet are on the floor. I am in the room. This moment is passing. And if you are in a place where you cannot do it out loud, do it quietly in your mind. 5 things I see, 4 things I feel, 3 things I hear, 2 things I smell, 1 thing I taste. This is how you come back. One sense at a time, one detail at a time, one breath at a time. And I love this because grounding reminds us that fear may be loud, but reality is still present. The chair is still under you, the floor is still beneath you, the breath is still moving, the moment is still passing. You are still here. So when panic pulls up, notice your surrounding. Let your senses help bring you back home to the present moment. The fourth letter is I. Interrupt the fear story. Panic does not just create feelings, panic creates a story. And that story usually sounds like something is wrong. I am not safe. I cannot handle this. This is going to get worse. I am losing control. I am going to embarrass myself. I need to escape. This will never end. That is the fear story. And if you let it play without interruptions, it can get louder and louder and louder and louder. So you have to interrupt it with truth, not with hype, not denial, truth. Say, I am having a panic attack. This feeling is temporary. This is uncomfortable, but it will pass. I can ride this wave. I do not have to fight the feeling. I can let it rise and fall. I have made it through this before. I am not alone in this moment. I am not alone in this moment. That is how you interrupt the story, because panic will try to convince you that the feeling is permanent, but the feelings are not always facts. Fear is not always prophecy. Just because your body feels danger does not mean danger is present. Just because your thoughts are loud does not mean they are telling the truth. Just because you feel overwhelmed does not mean you are powerless. So you interrupt the fear story. You talk back to it, not in a way that shames yourself, in a way that steadies yourself. You say, fear, I hear you, but you do not get to drive. Panic, you are here, but you are not in charge. Body, I know you feel alarmed, but we are going to breathe through this. Mind, I know you are racing, but we are coming back to this moment. This is important because panic can make you feel like you need to escape immediately. But sometimes the reset is not running. Sometimes the reset is staying present safely. Sometimes the reset is letting the wave come without obeying every fearful thought attached to it. Now, allow me to be clear. Allow me to be clear. If you are in real danger, get to safety. If you are having serious or unusual symptoms, get medical help. But if this is panic and you know this is panic, then the work is to remind yourself this is a wave, and waves rise, waves peak, waves fall. You do not have to fight the ocean with your bare hands. You ride the wave down. You breathe again. You ground. You speak truth. You speak truth. You let the moment pass, and every time you do that, you teach your body, we can survive this feeling. That is powerful, because panic wants you to believe the feeling is bigger than you. But truth reminds you the feeling is real, but it is not the ruler. It is not the ruler. The fifth letter is C. Choose one safe next step. C. Choose one safe next step. See, when panic hits, you may feel like you need to solve everything right now. You may feel like you need a full plan. You may feel like you need to figure out why this is happening, what caused it, how long it will last, what it means, and how to make sure it never happens again. But in the middle of panic, you do not need to solve your whole life. You need one safe next step. Just one. Sit down, sip water, loosen tightly fit clothing, step outside for fresh air if it is safe. Put your feet on the floor, call someone you trust, text someone and say, I am having a panic moment. Can you stay with me for a few minutes? Pray, play relaxing and calming music. Move to a quieter space. Place your hand over your heart and breathe. Choose one safe next step, not 10, one, because panic can make everything feel big. So your next step needs to be small enough to do, safe enough to help, simple enough to remember, and sometimes your safe next step is reaching out. See, there is no shame in calling someone safe. There is no shame in saying, I need support. There is no shame in asking someone to sit with you, pray with you, breathe with you, or simply stay on the phone until the wave passes. You were not created to carry everything alone. And if panic attacks are happening repeatedly, getting worse, or causing you to avoid places, people, driving, work, church, stores, or daily life, then one safe next step may be talking to a doctor or a mental health professional. That is not failure, that is wisdom. Sometimes faith and help walks together. Prayer and counseling can walk together. Breathing and medical care can walk together. Scripture and therapy can walk together. You do not have to choose shame when support is available. And please hear this clearly. If your symptoms feel unusual, severe, or you are unsure whether it is a panic attack or something medical, get medical help immediately. Chest pain, fainting, severe shortness of breath are symptoms that feel different from what you have experienced before deserves medical attention. Do not ignore your body just because you assume it is anxiety. Be wise, be safe, get checked when you need to. Choosing one safe next step means you honor both your mind and body. It means you do not shame the panic and you do not ignore possible danger. You respond with care. So when panic pulls up, remember, pause and name it. Air, slow your breathing. Notice your surrounding. Interrupt the fear story. Choose one safe next step. That is the panic reset. Now let's talk about the wave. Because one of the hardest parts of panic is that people try to force it away. They say, stop feeling this. Calm down. I hate that word, calm down. Once again, the worst thing you can tell somebody that is experiencing a panic attack or anxiety attacks is to calm down, experiencing mental health crisis. The worst thing you can tell someone is to calm down. Calm down, because one of the hardest parts of panic is that people try to force it away. They tell you, stop feeling this, calm down. What is wrong with me? I should be over this. I hate this, make it stop. And I understand that when panic hits, of course you want it to stop. I felt panic. I've experienced panic attacks, anxiety attacks. So I understand that when it hits, you want it to stop. But sometimes fighting the feelings makes the fear louder and harder, because then you become afraid of the panic. Now you're not just anxious, You're anxious about being anxious. You're panicking about panicking. And that can create a cycle. So instead of fighting the waves, learn to ride it down. That means you acknowledge it. This is panic. You breathe through it. You ground yourself. You tell yourself the truth. You choose one safe next step. And you remind yourself this wave will not stay at its peak forever because panic rises, it peaks, and it falls. That does not mean it feels easy. That does not mean it feels comfortable, but it does mean the moment can pass. So instead of saying, I have to make this stop right now, try saying, I can allow this feeling to pass through. I do not like this, but I can breathe through it. My body is alarmed, but I can come back. I can ride this wave. There is power in that because riding the wave teaches your nervous system that panic is not the boss. It teaches your mind. It teaches your mind that discomfort is not destruction. It teaches your body that the alarm can settle. And for somebody listening who has been scared of the next panic attack, I want to encourage you. Do not let fear of panic become a prison. Get help, build tools, tell someone safe, learn your body, learn your triggers, practice breathing when you are not panicking. That is so important to practice breathing when you are not panicking. So it becomes easier to use when you are. Practice grounding when you are calm so it feels familiar when you need it. And be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Healing is not always instant. Sometimes it is practice. Sometimes it is repetition. Sometimes it is learning to return to peace over and over and over again. And every time you return, you are building strength. So let's pause right here. Take a gentle breath, not a forced breath, just gentle, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now let's take a breath. Now ask yourself, when panic pulls up for me, what is the first fear story I usually hear? Is it something is wrong? I am not safe. I cannot handle this. I am going to lose control. I need to escape. Now ask yourself, what truth can I use to interrupt that story? Maybe your truth is, this is panic and it will pass. Maybe your truth is, I can breathe through this. Maybe your truth is, I am not alone. Maybe your truth is, I have survived this before. Maybe your truth is, God is with me in this moment. Maybe your truth is, I can choose one safe next step. Now think about your safe next step. What helps you come back? Is it sitting down? Is it sipping water? Is it stepping outside? Is it calling someone, praying someone, using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding method? Is it breathing slowly for a few minutes? Whatever it is, I want you to have it ready. Not because you are expecting panic, but because you are preparing peace. There is a difference. There is a difference because fear says, what if it happens again? Wisdom says, if it happens again, I have tools in my tool belt. See, that is what we are building today. Tools. We're building tools, grace, awareness, a way back to the moment. So as we get ready to close, I want to leave you with this. Panic may pull up, but it does not have to take over. It may be loud, but it is not the Lord over your life. It may feel strong, but it is not stronger than truth. It may feel endless, but it is not forever. You can pause, you can breathe, you can ground yourself, you can interrupt the fear story, you can choose one safe next step. There is no shame in that. There is no shame in therapy. There is no shame in talking to a doctor. There is no shame in medication if that is part of your treatment plan. There is no shame in asking someone to sit with you. There is no shame in saying, I need support. You are simply human. And being human means sometimes the body gets overwhelmed, but overwhelmed does not mean overcome. You can come back, you can bounce back, one breath at a time, one truth at a time, one grounding step at a time, one safe decision at a time. So the next time panic pulls up, remember panic. P, pause and name it. This is panic. This is uncomfortable, but it will pass. A, air. Slow your breathing. In gently through the nose, out slowly through the mouth. In, notice your surroundings. 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. I, interrupt the fear story. I am having a panic attack. This feeling is temporary. I can ride this wave. I am having a panic attack. This feeling is temporary. I can ride this wave. C, choose one safe next step. Sit down, sip water, loosen tightly fitted clothing. Step outside if it's safe. Call someone safe. Pray. Get medical help if symptoms feel unusual, severe, or you are unsure. That is the reset. And I want you to remember, you are not weak because panic visited you. You are not broken because your body got overwhelmed. You are not less faithful because you felt fear. Even the strongest people have moments where they need to pause, breathe, and be reminded, I am still here. God can meet you in the middle of a racing heart. God can meet you in the middle of a shaky breath. God can meet you in the middle of a moment you do not understand. And peace does not always come like a lightning bolt. Sometimes peace comes one breath at a time. So breathe, ground, speak truth, choose the next safe step. And remind yourself, this is not the end of me. This is a moment, and I am coming through it. This has been the Who Am I podcast, and I am your host, Jeff Hopgood, reminding you to pause, reflect, and refocus. And before you go, I want you to keep this phrase with you. Panic may pull up, but it does not have to take over. You can come back to the moment. You can come back to your breath. You can come back to truth. You can come back to peace. And if you need help, please reach for it. You are worth the care. You are worth the support. You are worth the healing. You are worth the listening to. You are worth being present. So keep asking the question, who am I? And when panic tries to answer for you, remind it, I am not my fear. I am not my panic. I am still here. And this moment will pass. So until next time, protect your peace, breathe through the moment, and remember, one breath can be the beginning of your reset. So before we move forward, I want you to pause for just a moment. Take a breath. Wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, this next part is for you. Let's speak life over ourselves out loud if you can. Because what we say in this moment has the power to shift how we walk into the rest of our day. So let's begin with our affirmation. I am not defined by my past, nor limited by my mistakes. I am growing, learning, and becoming who I was created to be. I have values beyond titles, roles, and expectations. I choose honesty over fear and growth over comfort. I am allowed to change, heal, and evolve. I walk with purpose, clarity, and courage. I am becoming more aligned with my true self every day, and who I am is enough. So as we close today's episode, I want to thank you for taking this time for yourself. If something you heard inspired you, challenged you, or made you pause and reflect, please don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who may need it. Invite them into the conversation. See, this podcast grows when we grow together. I cannot do this without you. I really can't. And we grow together through shared stories, honest reflections, and real connections. Every listen, every share, every conversation helps create a community rooted in purpose, rooted in love, rooted in hope, rooted in faith, rooted in trust and truth. So until next time, keep reflecting, keep becoming, and remember, you matter. This is the Who Am I podcast, and let's walk this journey together.
Who am I? Yeah, I'm more than the pain, more than the pride. Who am I? Who am I? Walking in purpose, no mask, no disguise. This is my voice, my rise, my life. Welcome to Who Am I?